Hello, King David. How you doing? Hello, hello. How are you doing? Hello there. How are you doing, King Richard? I'm just gonna tag invite somebody and we're gonna start. I'm just doing the same thing right now. I'm just doing the same thing right now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hopefully you guys having a good day. Please bear with me with few noise from kids today. I'm just so happy to be here with you guys. Please share. It's very important to share, and so that people know like what they're doing wrong, so that they can correct it. Because when you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna keep doing it over and over. And if somebody doesn't say something, or you having an idea about it, you're just gonna keep repeating it. So it is very important. So today topic is shallow-mindedness is a bondage, and it's a darkness, and it destroy shallow-mindedness. So please invite somebody, please tag somebody, please share, invite somebody, tag somebody, share it on your timeline, so that people can come and listen and know and have some ideas. Maybe they're doing these things and they don't know. And when you don't know what you don't know, it's going to kill you. When you don't know, it's going to kill you eventually. But if you know, you can correct it, and then you're going to have a life. You can save somebody today. So without further ado, I'm already late. So I apologize for being late. I was just a little bit busy this morning. So we're going to keep going. So some of the consequences of your shallow-minded are just too tragic. There is so tragic, because it's affecting everybody today. It's affecting the world today. But people don't realize how shallow-mindedness is a bondage. How it's putting people in this kind of bondage, but people not realizing that they are in bondage by being shallow-minded. People might disagree with me, but some people might agree with me, but it's the truth. The truth is the truth. If you want to rule the earth like God, we need to be deep in God. Some people are thinking that, hey, I don't need God to do, but you need God, like in everything that you're doing, because He's, first of all, He created you. He have your blueprint. He manufacture you. God manufacture you. He knows every bit and pieces of you. He knows even before you open your mouth and say something. He know exactly what you're going to say. You know what you're going to do today. You know what you're going to do tomorrow. You know what you're going to do in the future. What sin you're going to commit now. What sin you're going to commit in the future. He knows. He's your manufacturer. He knows about you. So why are you saying that you don't need God? Only shallow-minded people would think that I don't need God in my life. I don't need to have a personal relationship with God. Only shallow-minded people would think like that, because you know you need God. If God said today He's going to make you not to breathe, you're going to die. Shallow-mindedness will cause you to lose your money. Like seriously. Shallow-mindedness make people losing money because they're not thinking deep about how they're spending their money and what they need to spend their money on, because of shallow-mindedness. Because if you are thinking deep, when you have money, you think deep about it. Okay, I have this $1,000. Some people, once they have $1,000, what the first thing that they're going to think about? How to spend it. how to spend it. That's how shallow. They don't think deep. Oh, I have this $1,000. Oh, because when somebody that thinks deep, is say, oh, I have this $1,000. That's maybe your tax return, for example. Is it $1,000? You didn't work for this $1,000. It's a tax return. The government give it back to you after a year, right? So some people, when they have that $1,000 from their tax return, they might not think, oh, what can I do with this $1,000? Because this money is extra money. I was not budgeting for this money. It's an extra. What can I do with it? They will not think it's like, oh my God, I can open a saving for my child, or I can put it into my retirement. What they're thinking, oh my God, there is that shoes that I wanted for women, that shoes that I wanted, or for men, that clothes, that designer clothes. They will go and take that $1,000 and they will blow it on clothes, on material things. That is not going to benefit them at all, just for them to look good and somebody being impressed. That's it. That's why shallow-mindedness is a bondage, because you're not thinking deep. Some people might not have a promotion in their work, right? For a long, long time. They don't think deep. Oh, why am I not having a promotion at my work? And I've been in this workplace for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Why am I not being promoted? Why am I not moving up the ladder? People don't think deep. Why? They just say, blaming on the devil, blaming on somebody else, but they're not taking the responsibility of saying, hey, why? How? Maybe because I didn't upgrade myself, or maybe because I am not working good at my workplace, or because I'm so lazy, I'm not putting effort in my workplace. I come to work late every day, and when they give me my work, I don't do it with due diligence. I don't do it to perfection. Maybe that's why you're not getting promoted. You're doing things over and over again with no result at all. And people cannot figure out, okay, where is the missing piece here? What am I doing wrong that I'm getting the same wrong result? But they will blame it. The easy fix. It's the devil. It's a generational curse. It's this, it's that, it's that. Nobody will ever blame themselves. Say, hey, it's my fault that this thing is not working for me. Nobody will ever blame themselves or take the responsibility to say, hey, I have something to do with this. It's always the devil. Or some family in the village, or some, I don't know. When are you going to take responsibility? This is why shallow-mindedness is a bondage. It's a darkness. And God himself, he said he wanted us to think deep. Hello, Elizabeth. God wants us to think deep. He wants us to think deep, not shallow. Think about everything. You need to ask the question, why? When you're doing something, why am I doing this? How is it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit people? How is it going to benefit my community? How is it going to benefit what? Like how? How? Why? What? But people don't ask this question. That is why they are in bondage. Some people just take things for granted. They take things for granted in their life. They just take it granted. Oh, well, they've been doing this for 10 years. Yeah, they've been doing it 10 years. How have it benefited anybody? Is it benefiting anybody? Is it benefiting the country? Is it benefiting the people around? Or they're just going through this routine, but there is nothing. For example, people have been going to church for 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, but they have nothing to show for it. Nothing, absolutely. They've become a born again. And God wants you, once you become a born again, you have to grow. You can't just be in the same level. People have been sowing seed for 10 years, 15 years. What are they to? But the pastor is getting private jets, is getting a big house, is getting a nice car, but yet you're sowing your seed. You have nothing. You don't even have a car. And you've been sowing seed for how long? That's a good point. If you have been taking that tithe that you've been giving actually to these men of God, you put it into a savings account, you will have something to show for it, because that money would have grown for you because you have invested that money. You can even buy a nicer car to drive. But you've been sowing seed, and the man of God, they will come and tell you something. Said, so there's this popular one that's been going out, Pastor Funke, that lady with $1,000, sowing seed. My goodness, people, because of shallow-minded. Like seriously, people don't think, how would you? Because the woman daughter was a virgin or whatever, get married virgin, whatever. So now he's asking you to sow 10,000 so you can tap into that anointing. That is not shallow-mindedness. That is a bondage. Why? Like, why do I have to sow $1,000 to you in order so that my child, when it's common sense, like you can train your child to the way. If you train your child in a way it should go, you will not depart from it. If you train your child, you tell them, said, hey, it is against God. You cannot have sex if you're not married. You have to ingrain that into their head. It's a sin. When the child grow up, he knows that because you've been growing them since they're a baby, and you've been telling them you have to get married in order for you to have sex with anybody. Guess what? They will know that hey, it's in the Bible. It's abomination. God does not like that. It's a sin. It's in the Bible. It's there. You show them the proof. And they know that. Even though in their conscious mind, in their subconscious mind, they know that. And you put away how can distract them from not even getting into a relationship or having the sex. Instead of people are going to sow $1,000 so that my child will be virgin. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's another one. Your time is coming. Keep giving. Your time is coming. When is your time going to come? Your time is coming. But who is getting richer in there? The man of God, whoever you're giving the money to, he's going to be rich. You guys, now you give me $10,000. Who's going to be rich? Me or you? I'm going to be $10,000 richer. And you're going to be broke. And the other thing I don't get is that people will go and credit to go sow seed. That's on another shallow-mindedness bondage. You don't have money at all. Now you are, hey, you have to have faith. What is the faith? What is the faith? I will have faith in my God. I will do things that is going to benefit other people. Like, I'm going to go sow $10,000 to this man of God or this woman of God, right? If you really want to do God a favor, and if you want to move God, that if you're going to go trust something, give to somebody that cannot pay you back. That will move God, because that person cannot pay you back. That is a seed that you need to sow. Sowing seed to somebody that cannot pay you back, but somebody that already have abundance, yet you are giving that person more and more. That's just foolishness. That person already have it. But if you want to sow a dangerous seed, as the man of God, they quote, sow a dangerous seed. The dangerous seed that you will ever sow, that you will reap the reward, is going to the street, to those beggars, to those people that don't have nothing, and take the money, you give it to them, because the joy that will overflow their hearts will be a blessing to you. because they were not expecting it at all. You go give don't go even give $1,000, just $100. You go to the street, you see a beggar, or you see in Africa there are children. Go. That is an idea for you. The kids, like young child, supposed to be in school, yet is in the street selling for a living. You want to sow a dangerous seed? Go and pay for all the goods that child he's selling. Take it, give that $100, not even $150 to that child. Buy the whole goods. That is a dangerous seed, because that joy that child have, it will affect you in a good way. Not only that child is going to be blessed, but you too, you're going to be blessed, because you're moving God, the heart of God, because God see that, wow, because that's how God's heart is being moved. Now you're going to sow as dangerous $1,000 to Madame Funke so that your child will be virgin. I don't know. I don't even get it. But take that $1,000, go in the street of Africa, wherever country you're from Nigeria, you're from Sierra Leone, wherever you're from, Nigeria, Cameroon, whatever, go there. There are people that need that money more than that pastor. If you want to sow a dangerous seed, if you are asking God for something, you can say, God, this is my pledge to you. Go and give it to somebody that cannot pay you back. Say, this is my tithe. This is my offering to you, God. God will bless you more than anything else, because God sees your heart. But your heart cannot be dirty, and you try, like, it doesn't work. Some people, their heart is so dirt, it's so full of junk, and yet they go to church, they say they're praising God. You cannot even love your neighbor. You're going to church, and yet you're praying for your neighbor to die. And God said, love your neighbor as yourself. That is not shallow-mindedness. That is not a bondage. You're praying over and over for somebody to die. That is a bondage. That is a darkness. When God commanded love, like Jesus himself, he had so much power that he could have saved himself from the cross. But because he loved us so much, because he knew what he was doing, even though we don't deserve it at all, but he knew what he was doing. He said, I'm going to go to that cross. Even though when he was in the garden, when the soldier came to arrested him, when the disciple, this that people don't think, because it's shallow-mindedness, because they're in bondage. Jesus, they came to arrested him, right? In the garden. And what did one of the disciples do? Took a sword out and cut off the ears of one of the soldiers. What did Jesus Christ do? He came, he picked up the ears and said, no, don't do that. But people cannot imagine that. Say, my God does not want us to fight. God does not want us to kill people. God could have said, yes, let's kill them all. Let's get rid of them. No. But God stopped them, said, no, don't do that. But yet, the church is the one fighting and killing people every day. They will spend hours and hours praying, killing your enemy. No, you don't know that you're killing yourself, because you are the one hindering your own progress by you not thinking deep, by you not educating yourself, by you not doing things that you're supposed to do. If you're lazy, you're sitting down and praying from morning to night, when you can go and do some work, go do some gardening, go do agriculture. In Africa, it's there. You're in the village, it's like, oh, I'm poor. Go, you have a piece of property, you have a land. Think deep. What can I grow in this piece of property that I have that can bring me money, that can bring me wealth? But I don't think, it's the devil. It's the generation. My family is poor. My generation is poor. So I'm doomed. I'm going to be poor. Who told you that? Because your shallow-mindedness, because you are in the bondage, your mind is in bondage, so you cannot think outside of the box. Say, no. Yeah, how many people that their family was poor, but today there are millionaires, there are billionaires? Because they're thinking outside of the box. Say, what can I do for my community? What can I fix? Because when you're fixing something in your community, when you are transforming something, that's how you're going to become wealthy. Not by just sitting down and praying and asking God to come and do it for you, but you actually putting work into it. I'm going to hit on a little bit politics because I love politics a little bit. I never knew I was interested in politics. But my God, I just a lover of politics. I'm a lover of politics. I can't, like, my God, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's like, where did that come from? I don't want to talk about politics, but now all I think about is politics. Politics. Like, seriously. I'm shocked. I like debate. And I'm the kind of person, I never love debate, but I love debate. I love to think deep. Like, okay, bring your idea, shoot it. Okay, now let's brainstorm. Like, let's think about it. How can we solve this problem? I just love that. My brain just works like that. But I never knew I had that in me. But it's coming out. There are a lot of things that are coming out of me. And you never know what is inside of you. If you start taking the time to develop yourself, guess what? You will find stuff that in you and you will blow your mind out. Say, wow, where did that come from? Never knew it was inside of you. But you need to take the time to dig out the things that are inside of you. By how? By personal relationship with God. By you being close to God. By asking God, say, God, you have my blueprint. Okay, show me what is on my blueprint. What am I supposed to do? That's how you're going to unlock these things. So back to my politics, government stuff. Everybody's blaming the government. The government is blaming the people. Everybody's blaming somebody, but the government is not taking their own responsibility, what they need to do for the society. They have money. There's money in the government. But because the president is shallow-minded, the ministers are shallow-minded, all of the cabinets are shallow-minded, even with the education that they have, even with the PhD, even with the doctorate, even with the masters, they are shallow-minded. Common sense, they lack it. They will be fighting about things that is irrelevant. Irrelevant. That doesn't bring nothing. How can people be successful in politics or whatever it might be? You need to find people that are all thinking alike. Because when a president, for example, in Africa, you're elected as a president, you need to find ministers that you guys have one idea how to transform Africa, or how to transform. I'm going to pick on my country because I love my country, Sierra Leone. Think about Sierra Leone, the president. Now, before you run for president, you need to do your research. But people don't know that. You need to do a research. What are the problems? What do we need to fix? Some of them, they know it, but they will tell you because they tell the people what they want to hear. And once they get into the power, they do whatever they feel like doing. But because shallow-minded people are the only ones that think like that. That's why it's a bondage. That is why it's destroying Africa. Now, once they're elected, the mindset shift from the people of vote me, I'm going to do this. The mindset shift. Now it's not the people. Now it's me, Mr. President, and my family. Don't think about the people anymore, even though the people elected you so that you can do the thing that you said you were going to do. Now it's shifted. But in order for any president to succeed in Africa, this is going to blow your mind off. You need to do your research first, as I said. Now, you bring people around you, because that is why a lot of African presidents fail. You bring people around you that are thinking how to transform your nation. Because if you bring somebody in your group, or the people that you surround yourself with, if there are selfish people, the people that are only thinking about themselves and their family, guess what? There is nothing going to be done about the nation at all. Because all the people that you're surrounding yourself with, all of you guys have one thinking. And what is the one thinking that you guys have? How can I provide for my family? How can I provide for myself? How can I make money for myself? Now the part shifted. Now the people don't count anymore. But if you surround yourself with people that are thinking how to transform the nation, how to transform the country, how to the poverty rate, how to decrease it, how to educate the people, how to get the kids out of the streets, because you guys are all brainstorming about that, guess what? There will be a change, because like-mindedness people are together. That is the only way Africa can be changed. If like-minded people are together and they have one goal, agenda in mind, and how to transform the nation. Yesterday, I was talking to a guy yesterday. I went to, because I do stuff in my community here where I am in Canada. So we were just talking. And because we're all there was a click for me there. We were all so like-minded. As he's like connecting the dots. I was like blown. It's like, my God, I wish everybody can be like this. It's like one person started talking, and then boom, the other one brought see, because there is a picture, and the picture started coming to life. I was like, wow, just imagine if Africa, like all continents, they have this same idea. All the countries, they come alike, they come together and they start brainstorming. They have one agenda, say, how can we make Africa the greatest continent in the world? Say all of them, and all the presidents, they come and they start brainstorming how to, and they start connecting the dots. My God, come and see Africa. Come and see that continent. We will be ruling the world. But unfortunately, all of them are greedy. Because of greed, that is why Africa is the way Africa is. Nobody wants to. But they don't know that once Africa is the greatest continent in the world, everybody is going to benefit from it. But people don't think that. It's like, how is it going to benefit me? They don't think outside of the box. They just say, I'm going to do what I need to do for myself and my family. I don't care about other people. But we are not supposed to be thinking like that. God never wants us to think like that. We always have to think about other people's interests too. But nobody wants to seek another people's interest. It's their interest. That's it. As long as I'm satisfied, I'm good. That's all matters. I don't care if somebody else is unhappy. I don't care. Shallow-mindedness people think like that. Don't be like a shallow-minded somebody. Think deep. Like another example in the Bible. When Jesus Christ was preaching to this 5,000 people, he have preached to them. He have taught them for days. The people, God, he was thinking, my God, these people might be hungry. I cannot send these people away hungry. I need to feed them. Because if I send them away from being with me, they might end up dying on the road. So I need to feed them. He didn't have the resources. He didn't have anything, but he knows who his father is in heaven. He's like, okay, bring what you have. Bring what you have. And they bring the fish and the bread. And then now he called to his father. Because he have a personal relationship with the father, he knows his father. He knows his father can multiply stuff. So he connect with the father in heaven. It's like, Father, connection. We need to always connect ourselves with our heavenly Father. But a lot of people are not connected with the Father because all these presidents they're electing, they don't have a relationship with their Father. They don't have a relationship. All these cabinet minister, whatever, parliament minister, they are not. They have no personal relationship. So how can they solve the issues in the country, in the community, without having a personal relationship with their Father, so that they can save the people, so that they can help the people? Because when you have a personal relationship with the Father, he reveals to you, he shows you what you need to do. He opens your eyes, said, hey, my son, my daughter, this is what he gave you revelation. Say, this is the idea how we can get all those kids from the street. And then boom, you put the plan in place. Kids are off the street. How can we make sure that all the people in Sierra Leone or in Africa stop living less than $1 a day? And the other world, people are living more than $1 a day. And in Africa, they can't even afford $1 a day. It's not like it's not possible. They think it's impossible. How can we make the economic so good? And guess what? What they're doing in churches, they're praying. But yet they're not having revelation of God at all because they don't have connection with God. How can you go pray for your nation without having a revelation, God giving you solution how to solve the problem? It's because they don't have a relationship with their Father. Because if you do have a relationship with your Father, when you spend time in his presence, it will give you revelation how to solve a certain problem. But they don't. There is no connection at all. All these big mega churches, all these big pastors, all these bishop, reverend, they say that they spend God, oh, I'm going to the mountain. What did God say in the mountain? What did the revelation that you got from God? To come and sow $1,000. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I have to laugh. with all the prayers that they went to the mountain for the for the economic of the country. Good. Sorry, guys. That couple of days that they went to spend in the mountain, when they come back from the mountain, the revelation that they have, somebody is here. I was in my vision. There are 10 people here that need to sow $10,000, $100,000, $1,000, or whatever amount of money. That was the revelation. You went to pray about the economic of your country. And then now the revelation that you got from God is that 10 people. And the other thing that baffled me when I watch these videos, okay, 10 people are here or 5 people. And guess what? And nobody will show up, right? Okay, maybe one person will show up, said, okay, 10,000, I will sow $1,000 or $500 or whatever. And now if nobody show up, God have given you revelation, like seriously, for a minute. God have given you a revelation that there are 10 people wherever you went to preach that need to sow 10. I don't know why I'm calling $10,000 $1,000, right? People need to sow $1,000. There are 10 people that need to sow $1,000. God have given you the revelation. And now they will say, okay, if you have anything, come up. That's how people, because people are so shallow-minded, if God have revealed, now they started manipulating you so that something, okay, if you don't have, come, can bring 500. Okay, you don't have 500. Okay, what about 200? And then the money start going down. I thought it was a revelation. They go to the mountain for themselves, not for the country, not to better the country, not to advance people. It's all a selfish game. My people, selfish game. What is the revelation? Okay, like my country, I know they said they have, like also our country in Nigeria too. They will be gathering. We're going to pray for the economic. We're going to pray. Okay, you prayed. Okay, what is the revelation? What did God say? What do you guys need to fix? Sometimes God will give them the revelation, say, this is the problem. But because some people are so selfish, they will never. Or they might have a revelation. There are some people that will have a revelation and say, okay, they will go to their pastor, say, God, give me this revelation. This is how we can advance the kingdom of God. God spoke to me. And they will go to the man of God, the overseer, or I don't know, the big man. They will go, this is what God revealed to me. And because God didn't reveal to that pastor, so now he's going to crush your own revelation. God didn't tell me that. Are you the only one that God's supposed to speak to? Are you the only one that God's supposed to speak to? God speaks to everybody. If you are attentive to the voice of God, he will speak to you. Don't crush somebody. God gave them. Help that person how they can accomplish that revelation that God gave them. If you cannot, don't crush it. Said, okay, that's good. How can I help you? As a man of God, how can I help you so you can fulfill that revelation that God gave you? But they will not do that. So they will say, no, don't do it. No, I don't think God is saying that. God said you should help me so how I can build my own empire. And you, because that God gave you the way, because you are shallow-minded, you're in this bondage. So now you're going to listen to the pastor and is crush your dream, crush that revelation that God gave you. And now you're going to follow. It's God that spoke to you, God that gave you the revelation. If that pastor does not believe you, you need to go back to God. Say, God, okay, you gave me this revelation. I have no idea how I can make this revelation come to pass, how it can come to pass. So God, I need you more. Can you give me more wisdom how I can do this? Because I lack wisdom. Because God said, when you lack wisdom, go and ask your father. He will give you wisdom. Ask him instead of just listening to what your pastor tell you, or your big man, I don't know, your bishop. But go back in your closet. Say, God, thank you for the revelation. But God, I have no idea how I'm supposed to do this. So God, can you please give me another revelation how I can do that? You need to be diligent. You need to stay on that task. If anybody comes and frustrates you in it, don't listen to them. Listen to your Father in heaven. Because he's the one that gave you the revelation. Because people will come and try to crush that dream, If you're not strong enough, that dream will die. You need to be strong. Go continuously in the presence of God, and so that God keep that fire burning in you and giving you more ideas how to bring it to pass. Only people that are diligent, only people that are going to be deliberated in everything, that are going to be successful. You cannot be lazy and you want to be successful. Laziness does not work with God. You have to be hardworking in order for you to be successful in This world, you need to be hardworking. Your brain need to be thinking 24 hours. You need to be awake. If you're sleeping through, you will never be successful in the world. You need to be alert, everything, conscious of everything, every minute, every second. You need to be conscious of every decision that you're making in your life. How many people, like for me, I'm telling you, I'll say, for the past 30 years of my life, well, I won't count when I was little, but my adult life, I was sleeping through my life. And I got awakened, a well-awakened. It's like, my God. And I look back at my life. I was like, wow. How was I shallow-minded? I was in bondage. There are a lot of people that are in the same boat like me right now. They're in bondage. They're not thinking at all. All they are thinking material things. Nothing about the kingdom. And it says in the Bible, is a principle. Seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness. How many people are righteous in the world today? Africa, there is absolutely no righteousness there. Lie, manipulating, corruption, it's just something else. Injustice, no love, nothing. And he said, but they serve God in Africa. Right? How many mega churches are there in Africa? It's like almost like the presence of God supposed to be living and breathing in Africa. We go to all the mega churches, everything. I'm going to pray. They are far away from God. Far away from God. Because if you are in the presence of God and you know God and you are having a personal relationship with God, there is no way Africa can be the way Africa is. There is no way with all the amount of prayer that they do there. If they were connected to God, my God, see how many revelation will be coming. How they can transform Africa. How Africa can become the greatest continent in the world with all the prayer. Europe, people don't pray. They're advancing. China, there is no praying there. See how they are just taking over the world with no prayer. And we say we love God and we're in the presence of God and we pray. But guess what? Poor. We're not following the principle of God at all. There's no amount of praying in China. Japan, no amount of, they don't go and pray. There are churches there, but you think that it's prayer that is making the economic move? They're using their brain. They are thinking. They are not shallow-minded people, because we Africa, I'm not putting anybody down, but it's a reality. It's hard to swallow, but we are shallow-minded. A lot of them are just shallow-minded. We don't think at all. And if somebody have a brilliant idea, like from the diaspora, and they say they want to come and bring it to Africa so that they can use it there, my God, because there are shallow-minded people in whatever department, or in the people are so shallow-minded, they will say, you come to they will come to see how they can suck the life out of you. You will have this brilliant idea how we can help thousands of people. You go with it, Africa, they will suck the light out of you. Seriously, literally, they will suck it out. They will start. You have to pay for this. Oh, you are the one that's coming to help them. They want you to give them money again. To bring your own idea. Oh no, Well, you have to pay for this. You have to bring some money first. It's all about money. What about the idea? Let's get this idea going. People are supposed to be all over it. But no, they will suck the life out of you. And then you yourself would think, why did I even go there in the first place? That is why a lot of people in the diaspora are, they don't want to do anything for African people. Like, seriously. Because we, the African, we don't even want to help ourselves either. We just depend on everybody else. We don't even think how we can do stuff for ourselves. And there are a lot of people in Africa, I'm sorry, but they just depend for their family to send them money from diaspora. Oh, I need money for this. The family send, boom. But you are receiving all this money from people from diaspora. The people there, they're not thinking, say, hey, you're sending me all this money there because they're shallow-minded. How can I use this money so I don't ask you for money all the time? How can I use this money? Because I know you have a life too there. How can I use, okay, how can I do a business? How can I multiply this money that I'm receiving for? No, thank you. What they will do, you send them $100, they will go and spray it. I need to buy this clothes that I need to buy my jewelries. I need to eat this, go to the restaurant, go and enjoy life. And yet that person in diaspora is working hours and hours, and here you are spending the person money. It's not fair. It's not okay. Shallow-mindedness people do that. People that think deep, they will invest that money into something. They will think about something so that they're not going to be dependent on people all the time. How you can survive, make your own life, how you can make your own living. Please share this video. Somebody might need to hear today. You might save somebody today. Maybe somebody needs to hear this today. It is very important. Don't be sharing bad news around, but also share good news around too. Because the good news, once the good news overpower the bad news, then we will have some transformation in the world. But if bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news, no good news, bad news rules. We need to think as Africans. We need to think deep. All of us have a role to play. All of us. I have a role to play in order for Africa to be transformed, or wherever community that you're living right now. You have a role to play, believe it or not. You have a role to play. We all have a role to play. Oh, what is my role? Go to God. Say, God, what do you want me to do in my community? Don't just live a life and you die. Nobody's going to even remember you, that you even existed. Make sure people know that you existed, not only by flashy cars, spraying money, or wearing the best clothes. Don't make people just know you for that. Make them to know you for something valuable that is going to transform people's life, generation and generation to come. Do that is more important than, that guy, he was the well-dressed guy. What value have you left in this earth? Just, he was the well-dressed guy. That's it. How many people did you impact? How many people's life did you transform? How many people's life going to be grateful for you that you existed? How many people? With all the money and mega churches, the only name that they have is, we have the greatest church in Africa. That's it, or in the world. That's it. What is that greatest church doing? How is it transforming the community, the nation that you're living in? What is the mega impact that is doing? Just bringing people and putting them in a building. That's it. Those people in the building, how they are impacting the nation once they go out. How many lives are those people impacting once they go out of your mega church? Buying a private jet, what is that private jet doing for your society? What is it doing? How is it transforming the society? How is it helping? Just going flying around collecting $1,000 from people? Is that how he's impacting people? Or are you going in, okay, we need to build new schools? Yeah, some of them are building new schools, but yet the members cannot even afford to go into that school. But you need to build a school in the community, fix the road with those $1,000 that you're receiving from people. The road are dangerous in Africa, but yet the man of God is driving his nice Jeep, his a Lamborghini or whatever it might be. But the road is not even fixed, but yet you're driving expensive car, wearing designer shoes, designer clothes, but yet the road you're walking in, you are passing. You cannot do nothing at all for that child, and yet you've seen it. And then you said, God will tell you, will look at you one day and say, I didn't know you. When I was hungry, you didn't give me any food to eat. When I didn't have clothes, you didn't give me clothes. When I was sick, you didn't go to the hospital. When I was in the prison, you never went and visited me. And then now you come and said, oh God, where were you hungry? Hey, that when you were driving your Lamborghini or Hummer Jeep or whatever car, I was the one on the street there. You were passing by. You didn't stop and give me food to eat. You didn't give me clothes. And yet they pass through churches. They pass through hospital. There are people in the hospital that need prayer and healing and deliverance. They will drive with the Hummer Jeep or the Lamborghini or whatever, Rolls Royce, or you name all those cars, your BMW, I don't know, all these car naming. You passing by the hospital, you didn't say, hey, I was in the mountain. I received some prayer. God told me to go into the hospital and pray and deliver. It would never cross their mind. It's how they can go into that church with the gullible people coming in there. And now they're going to ask the gullible people, hey, come and sow seed. I was in the mountain. God is going to deliver somebody here today. But yet, you pass by the hospital. You didn't go in the hospital where the people, they need deliverance and healing. You're going now to the church and the gullible people. Yes, it's me, man of God. Yes, it's me. Shallow-minded people, bondage, destruction, darkness. Go with your Hummer Jeep, your Lamborghini or your BMW or whatever, your Range Rover. Go and park it in the hospital. Now hold a service there. Call the people. Healing. I was in the mountain. God is going to heal somebody today. And now perform your miracle in that hospital. That will be something else. Just an idea I'm throwing out there for those pastors that are calling the 5,000 people in the churches. Somebody's going to get healed today. Go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. There are a lot of sick people there. You want to show your power that you are anointed. You hear from God. Go to the hospital. Go and show your power there. You want to do deliverance? That's another one. You know where you need to go? Prison. There are people, their mind need to be delivered. Go to the prison. Go preach to them. There are a lot of because in the prison there are people. There are a lot of things in the prison. There are a lot of people in the prison that need deliverance. You want to find any unemployment spirit, pornographic spirit, murderer spirit is there. How many spirits? Please, people, list for me. There are a lot of spirits in the prison that people need to be set free from. Yet the people in your in your mega churches, they are already a believer. They said that they believe in God. Jesus Christ is living, and you're going to go deliver them. Ha. Think again, people. You cannot deliver a believer. He's already a believer. Because you have repented of your sins. Because when you repent of your sins, you say, God, have mercy upon me for all the bad things I've done. Now I give you access to come into my life and live in my life, and I make you my Lord and my Savior. You have been delivered. Why are you now going to church? Because now that same power that your pastor have, now you have that same power too. And yet he's going to go perform miracles in front of believers that have same power like you, when you can go use it. I don't get it. This is the shallow-mindedness people we were talking about here. Don't you know that you have the same power that your pastor have, that you can lay your hands on a sick and the person can be healed? You can cast out demons because you are not doing the work, because the spirit that is in you, because God that is in you, he's performing that miracle because you believe him. And he said, because once Jesus Christ is living inside of you, you start doing the things that Jesus Christ was doing while he was here on earth. You have that same power that he was doing while he was living here on earth. And now these gullible people, 5,000 seaters, they are just, man of God, do this for me. Man of God, everybody depend. Nobody wants to do anything for themselves. Don't you know that you can pray for yourself? Don't you know that you can have revelation from God? You just need to think, why am I employed? Why am I unemployed? Why? There is a reason why you're unemployed. Why? Because you're not taking your resume out. Because you're not seeking job. Because if you are seeking job, you will find it. You will find a job if you're seeking a job. But you just want to sit. I'm going to pray. God will do it though. God will do it for me. Ha. How will God do it for you? By you sitting down? God is a spirit. You have to move. You have to do something in order for God to work through you. You have to do something. You can't just sit down and pray about it. You can pray God to give you revelation, how you can go about it, but you still need to do it. God is not going to just do it for you. You need to do. You need to put the action. Pray, get the revelation, action. Pray, God give you revelation in your prayer. Now, action. Put it into action. Movement. No movement, no result. No movement, no result. So please, people, share this one and think. Every time a man of God comes to you and start prophesying you, open your brain. Don't be closed-minded. Don't shut it. Think. Whatever he said, question. And if it's the will of God, whatever the man prophesy on you, go in your closet. Say, God, what that man of God said, is it from you or is it from the devil? Because the devil too can prophesy. People don't realize that. Yeah, the devil can prophesy too. Ask God. Say, is that from you? If it's really from God, say, God, if that's really from you, I need you, God, to reveal it to me. It's from you. Don't just take everything a man of God said, because they can be fake. If what is that man of God said to me, if it's from you, God, I want you to reveal it to me too. And now you need to be attentive. You need to be so that God can reveal it to you. So I'm appealing to the pastors. Please. There are a lot of people in the hospital that need healing. Don't be creating crusade to believers, but unbelievers, the people that are unbelievers. That is where you're supposed to be performing your signs and wonders, not to believers like you. So I'm just gonna read a little bit comments because I see a lot of people have been commenting today. Okay, Pastor Jacob says, keep on preaching. Thank you. Chidi, you are doing good. Thank you. Owen, I am with you on your comment, sister. Thank you. Pastor Jacob also said, preach on. Owen, beloved me, I am on your side with what you are saying, sister. Yep. But we all need to think, because if we all start opening our brain like seriously, and we start questioning this, we will drive them out of town, out of business. But because there are a lot of gullible people, and people will not even share my broadcast, like I'm trying to help them, but they'll just look, oh, that's too much work. But they don't know that deliverance is of the mind. You have to be renewed. Renew your mind. When you renew your mind, that is a deliverance. But people don't get that. They think that they have to lay hands on you, and you have to shake, fall on the floor, foam start coming out of your mouth. I don't know. Start vomiting something. Boom. That is a deliverance. That is Africa kind of deliverance. But deliverance is of the mind. Once you renew your mind, your preconceived ideas, now you renew it to something, truth. When you have the revelation of truth, that is a deliverance, because you were believing in lies. Now you receive the truth. God revealed the truth to you. Boom. That's deliverance. Yeah. Yeah, this is the kind of preaching, but unfortunately, none of pastors, it's deliverance, miracle, and prosperity. That is what all other people are believing today, which is really sad, because these people are shallow-minded. They are in bondage. And the only way you can be delivered from bondage is when you start thinking deep and start asking questions. When you start thinking and start asking questions, you question everything. Why is this? Why? Why? You need to have why in your vocabulary. Why? Everything. Why? If you're gonna buy a phone, why am I buying this phone? Do I really need this phone? Can I do away with the one that I have? Is the one that I have, is it working? Is it doing everything that I need? Is it broken? No, you don't need a new phone. You can save that money, you can put it in your account, and it can multiply for you. Why am I buying this clothes? Do I really need this clothes? Do I have enough clothes? Yes, you do have enough clothes. Do you really need this clothes? Can you live without this clothes? If the answer is yes, take that money, go put it in an account, put it into saving, invest it into stock bonds or something. Anyway, I'm going to stop because I went way over. I was going in the flow and God was doing something new today. So I didn't want to really to stop it. So that is why I went over an hour today, because when you're flowing, because that actually was not my message today. But God wanted to do this today. So I was just flowing in the spirit. That was not my note today. I just want to let you guys. But this is what God wanted to do. Because when I started doing Facebook Live, I told God, I want to do what you want to do through me. I don't want to go there just to be popular so people to know me. No, but I want you to speak through me what the people need to hear, what they need to change. That is why I'm doing it. Because people need to know you. And I'm a vessel, use me. Because God cannot. He needs to live in somebody because he's a spirit. I want to do what he wants me to do. Not what I want to do, but what he, my Father in heaven, wants to do through me. And so that's why I went over today. So hopefully you guys were blessed. Hopefully you guys learned something today. Hopefully this video gets you thinking deep, because that's the point of the video. I want you to think deep, everything, and question everything in your life. So you guys have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here every day at 11 o'clock. Sometimes I might be running late a little bit, but I am here every day. I will come. I've make it a duty to come. Be blessed. I love you guys so much, and peace.